and so will the inbounder. Fuller with it! Russo in space. Service in. Oh, and he scores! Line drive off the glove of Zamora. Parker comes home and so will love it. Georgia Southern walks it off. Eagle Nation, welcome to another edition of the GATA Zone, your one-stop shop for a deeper look inside Georgia Southern athletics. Danny Waugh of GATA Productions standing by for women's basketball coach Hana Haden as the Georgia Southern Eagles officially winning the Sun Belt Conference regular season championship. First time in program history, Coach. Welcome to the GATA Zone and congratulations on a tremendous season so far.
Thank you so much, Danny.
When you look overall to the 2025-2026 year, you finish with a program record 23 wins. You go 14-1 at home inside the Hill and 16-2 in Sun Belt Conference, wrapping up a road trip at App State and at Marshall. Getting that win in overtime against the Herd to clinch the Sun Belt regular season title, what did it just mean overall to you and the team?
Yeah, I mean, that was just such a resilient and gritty win, right? To go to overtime at a place like that, it was a really great women's basketball environment, but it was very tough to play in as that opposing team. And so I just thought it really showcased our team's resiliency, and to be able to clinch that regular season title, I know it meant a lot to this team.
And this was a team that really improved from month to month. I mean, the team started out 1-3, facing some tough competition. I mean, LSU was 5th ranked in the country at the time and came to Statesboro in early November. But then you improve throughout December. You get in the Sun Belt play. You find the rhythm. You start beating some teams who have been atop the Sun Belt Conference throughout the year. And then when you get into February, you start to see, okay, this team has a chance to win a championship. And then it is completed against Marshall. So how did you see the team grow from month to month throughout the year?
Yeah, I think that they just kept that growth mindset, right? They were not satisfied. We just really stayed laser-like focused on getting better each game. And, I think at the end, we kind of saw all that come to fruition. But we knew we were going to have that really tough start, and we just talked about, let's let that refine us and make us better. Let's let that develop our identity of being this really tough and disciplined team. And, the connectivity for this team has been really great. And so I think that allowed us to kind of withstand that really tough start and just to continue to get better and better.
And it showed, winning 8 of the last 9 games of finish and the first regular season championship for Georgia Southern in 25 years. The last time it happened, the Eagles were in the SoCon. And for it to happen for the first time in the Sun Belt, and also for you in year 2 with the program, how did you really see things just transition from year 1 to year 2? And I know Team 52 has been the motto all season long. I mean, what were some of the goals that you had in place entering this season, looking to improve from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think as soon as last year ended, our staff met and we started talking about what we wanted this year to look like. And obviously a lot of that was recruiting, right, and getting the right people here. And we had the things that we wanted to take care of on the floor. We wanted to get more versatile defensively. We wanted to defend the three-point line better. We wanted to shoot the three better, and things like that. But we really wanted to do a great job recruiting high-character people. You're going to have 15 young women. You're going to have 15 unique personalities, and that's what makes it fun. But you have to get, people that are like-minded and value the same things. And, our group this year, they really value the sisterhood that we have. And I think when you have a team that is that connected and really loves playing with and for each other, then you can achieve some really awesome things.
And 4 of those players are seniors that led the way. The core 4, in Skye Anderson, Destiny Garrett, McKenna Eddings, and Shanti Simmons. They really led the way throughout the year. And then even when Shanti went down with a season-ending injury, the other 3 really stepped up their play. How do you just see that group just really become leaders and turning themselves into regular season champs?
Yeah, I mean, I think they led in every way you can imagine, right? They lead by example every day with their work ethic, with how they approach things, with how they treat people, with their selflessness, with how they compete. They're fearless, and I just think that their leadership has been it's just been incomparable this year to probably anything that I've seen, in their maturity and the way that this group looks up to them.
Well, it definitely showed throughout the year and resulting in winning the first ever Sun Belt Conference regular season championship. When we come back after the break, we look at the conference tournament bracket as Georgia Southern gets ready to go to Pensacola, Florida for the Sun Belt tournament. So keep it locked here on the GATA Zone.
Speed matters at Parker's Kitchen. Skip the wait and trade those slow-moving drive-through lines for grab and go at Parker's Kitchen. Pop in, grab a breakfast biscuit, and go on your way. Fresh baked biscuits and croissants with your choice of crispy, juicy chicken tenders, sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese. Ready to grab and go. Right now, grab our new $5.99 breakfast meal deal. A delicious sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, a hot coffee, and a crispy hash brown for just $5.99. Grab and go at Parker's Kitchen.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
As children, we wanted to build something amazing. Maybe a huge tower for heroes. Our imaginations soared. At Georgia Southern University, that spirit stays alive in our students. We chase our curiosities. We think big and achieve more than we ever dreamed. Beyond goals, beyond limits. Georgia Southern University. Soar beyond.
Welcome back to the GATA Zone. Danny Waugh alongside head women's basketball coach Hana Haden. Now that the regular season has been complete, let's take a look back at how the standings planned out. I mean, the Eagles were 16-2, but going into the final week of the year, it was a neck-and-neck race with Troy. You own the tiebreaker over Troy, but when you go into that last week, you beat App State, you beat Marshall in overtime. At the same time, Troy's playing South Alabama, and the Jags beat the Trojans. You didn't know that at the time, but getting the outright win to become regular season champs, I mean, just wraps up an incredibly challenging Sun Belt Conference season.
It does. This is a really, really tough league. I mean, you can look at the net rankings for conferences. We're always 7th or 8th out of 31 women's basketball conferences. We have 5 top 25 teams in the mid-major poll. We've got 5 or 6, I think, in the top 100 in net. So it's a really, really tough league. And so, I just can't give this team enough credit for what they did, especially to go on the road those last 2 games. And, that Marshall game, of course, we thought that was going to decide the regular season conference championship. And so there's just there's a lot whenever you're going into that game. And I just feel like our players met the moment.
Well, not only met the moment, but was shown from the committee just how special this team was, because earlier the Sun Belt regular season awards were announced, and congratulations to Coach Haden. You were named the Sun Belt Conference Coach of the Year for women's basketball. Also, a couple of players being honored, and also Kashia Anderson named Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year, along with being named to the first team All-Sun Belt selection. Destiny Garrett, second team All-Sun Belt. McKenna Eddings, third team. 3 of the 4 seniors that led the way throughout the year, and also stepped up their play when Shanti Simmons, the 4th senior, was out for the rest of the year due to an injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see, our players be recognized. I text the 3 of them that made all conference today. There's over 200 players in the Sun Belt, and only 15 are recognized on all conference, and they were 3 of those 15. And I think this is the first time that Georgia Southern has had 3 players recognized in over 30 years. So it's a huge accomplishment. It's a huge accomplishment for Kashia to be recognized as the best player in this league when, again, this is one of the best leagues in the country. And obviously it's awesome to win Coach of the Year, and everybody says it, but it's Staff of the Year. And I think that we have the hardest working staff in the country. We do. I mean, our coaches work, just so hard. Our coaches and our support staff as well. So it really takes a village to be able to achieve something like this, and I'm just so proud of our entire program.
Well, now you turn your sights to Pensacola, Florida, the site of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, and a little bit different from last year to this season. Last season, the team had to play in the first round, and it survived and advanced in the tournament bracket. But now, this year, the number 1 seed, you have a bye all the way to the semifinals, and you have some tough competition that you're going to be awaiting yourselves. I mean, the 4th round, Marshall has a 5 seed, James Madison the 4 seed. But as you get ready this time around, what is the preparation like for the team? Maybe get a couple of days of rest before you go down to Pensacola to win a Sun Belt championship.
Yeah, definitely a couple days of rest. After that was a really tough trip going to App and then up to Marshall. So we've rested a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll get back to work. We'll have our scout team guys at practice, and we'll scrimmage some this week, leading up to Sunday.
So as you see here, and then on the other side of the bracket, Troy number 2, Arkansas State 3, and Old Dominion 6. I mean, a little bit different this time around. But when you've seen just the level of competition this year compared to last year, what's kind of your expectations on how you think this tournament is going to play out from a competition standpoint?
Yeah, well, we were at the bottom last year, so we were playing the bottom, trying to work our way up. And so, now to be at the top of the bracket and the standings, again, there's just really, really good teams. And so, I don't know in a league this good if there's favorable matchups or not. You just got to kind of play the hand that you're dealt. I think we'll play likely the winner of Marshall and James Madison unless somebody was to upset Marshall. And, either one will be a really tough matchup. I think we obviously just had that overtime game with Marshall and then split with JMU. And I think we beat them by 7 here, and I think we lost by 7 at their place. So really, really tough matchups either way.
Well, final question for you, Coach, before we let you go. I mean, Eagle Nation has been so supportive of what this women's basketball team has done this year. First regular season championship in the Sun Belt, first regular season championship in 25 years. What do you want Eagle Nation to know about this team even more as you get ready to go to Pensacola and try to win the Sun Belt Conference tournament and punch your ticket to the NCAA tournament?
It means a lot, the support that we've seen continue to grow for our program. And, I've been, just trying to make sure everybody knows. I mean, these young women have done over 180 hours of community service. They set a team GPA record in the fall for the highest team GPA in 10 years. And then obviously what they've done on the court and creating this historical season. And so they're definitely deserving of all the support that they get. And I, thinking about our senior night in a game that we really needed the crowd to get involved whenever, we weren't playing as well. And just how loud the gym was and how much of a difference that made for our team. So we're really appreciative of all the support that we've gotten and, how we've seen it grow and evolve over the course of the year. It's kind of grown and evolved with our team. And so we're just looking to, we'd love to have people down in Pensacola and just looking forward to continue to build it going forward.
Well, Eagle Nation has been so proud of what this team has been able to do this season, winning a Sun Belt regular season championship. Best of luck going to Pensacola to win the conference tournament.
Thanks, Danny.
Coming up after the break, our own Skye Taylor catches up with Junior Guard Kyla Bryant. So keep it locked here on the GATA Zone.
When you step into Paulson Stadium, walk through the football locker room, or stroll through the Hall of Fame, what you see is more than just space. It's a story. At Whitfield Signs, we bring those stories to life. From iconic athletic branding to elegant collegiate displays, Whitfield Signs can craft striking custom signage to help elevate your brand. Whitfield Signs, official sign provider of Georgia Southern Athletics.
At Domino's, we don't think paying around $6.99 for a burger adds up. Because you can pick 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for only $6.99 each. And that adds up to a whole lot more. Pick 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for just $6.99 each, only at Domino's.
The Window World family is more than just windows and doors. From our daily efforts supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to find cures and save children's lives, to our ongoing commitment to serve active military and their families and America's veterans, to honor those who fought and who served to keep this great nation safe. At Window World, great service is not only taking care of our customers, it's about serving our community. Window World of Coastal Georgia and South Carolina. Please join us.
Welcome back to the GATA Zone. I'm Skye Taylor, and I'm here with women's basketball, Kyla Bryant. Kyla, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start, when that final buzzer sounded at the overtime in Marshall, what did that moment feel like for all of you, winning that game and winning regular season champs for the first time in 25 years?
Yeah, I think it's really special. You know, we, all year long we talk about how special Team 52 is, and I really think it shows the work we put on and off the court, and it was just a great moment for us.
So this team finished 16-2 in the conference, 23 wins overall, and you went 14-1 at home, only dropping to LSU. What do you think made all of this possible?
Really, Coach Anna really reminded us of our mentality, our toughness, our togetherness. You know, it really shows the work that we really put in, you know, not only over the summer, but throughout the season.
So you mentioned Coach Hana Haden there. When you think about her, how did she just help shape the culture and identity of this group, especially this season with you all having so much success?
Yeah, Coach Hannah had a really hard job. You know, we returned 4, I believe. So to really mix all of us together, and we truly do love each other. So be able to mix us all together and get us to play together, play for each other was, really special. Over the summer we made a statement, Tenacious Sisterhood, and I think we really stand by that, and it shows every game.
So you're a transfer student from NC Central. What has your journey looked like since you came to Georgia Southern, and how have you just grown overall as a player since you got here?
Well, my teammates, I always appreciate my teammates, and, my coaches as well. They push me, and I really just think, like, the culture in general, like, we come together, we play for each other, we love each other, and, like I said, I think it really shows.
Now you're on to Pensacola for the Sun Belt Tournament. What has preparation looked like for all of you as you're gearing up for that, and what excites you most about walking into that environment?
Being us, every game day, we talk about being us, controlling what we can control. And so just going out there, we don't know what teams are going to throw at us. But we know what we can do. So just going out there, being us, having fun. We say that before every game, go out there, have fun, and play together.
Well, Kyla, best of luck to you in Pensacola. Thank you so much for joining us today. And a special thank you to women's basketball head coach Hana Haden and our host, Danny Waugh. I'm Skye Taylor. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the GATA Zone.